Hello dear friends, welcome back to the final revision of the main points for the first term. On the first slide here, let's check these points. The first point is the verb try. Try can be followed by a gerund or a noun. For example, you should definitely try windsurfing in Hurghada, or let's try a big pizza. The second point, we have here three verbs: play, go, and do. The first verb, play, we can use it with team sports and polo sports. For example, football, basketball, volleyball, handball, baseball, hockey, tennis, table tennis, and golf. The second verb, go, with sports ending in ing. For example, swimming, sailing, windsurfing, fishing, cycling, ice skating, skiing, snorkeling, and scuba diving. And the third verb, do, with individual sports. For example, gymnastics, athletics, karate, judo, aerobics, yoga, boxing, and wrestling. The next point is the two verbs here, suggest and recommend. We can use these verbs like this: suggest or recommend plus a gerund or a noun. For example, do you recommend going to the bazaar? Or Sally suggests visiting her granddad. Or we can use it like this: they can be followed by that plus subject plus infinitive. For example, I suggest that you visit the museum, or I suggest we visit the zoo. It doesn't matter if you use that or not. The next point, have interest or be interested in. Have interest or be interested in plus a noun or a gerund. For example, people have less interest in historical stories, or tourists are interested in eating Egyptian dishes. The next point is the verb spend. Spend plus time plus verb ing, but spend plus money plus on plus noun or verb ing. For example, what is the least time you have spent waiting for a bus? Number 2, I spent £3,000 on buying clothes, or I spent £3,000 on clothes. The next one is 6-year-old. We can deal with this phrase as an adjective. For example, 6-year-old Marley, 6-year-old boy, girl, and so on, from Cairo couldn't do her math homework. The next point, we have here three words: others, another, and other. Others is used as a subject or an object. For example, some robots dive underwater. Others are sent inside volcanoes. Another is followed by a singular noun. For example, a robot went to another planet to study the soil. But other is followed by a plural noun. Helping other people is a duty. The next point, we have here two words: sound and voice. I hear the sound of breaking glass in front of my house. But in the second example, I can't hear your voice. Please speak up. Voice is used here just for human beings. Remember and remind. We have here two examples. I remember to send the email. And number 2, robots can even remind you to send your emails. So remind here means that there is something or someone else remind you to do something. It's necessary, essential, important, plus to plus infinitive. For example, it's important to describe characters well. It's essential, it's necessary to describe characters well. The next point, expert at. Expert at plus noun or gerund. For example, in ancient Egypt, the people became expert at building boats, or they became expert at boats. The next one, begin plus gerund or to infinitive. For example, the first steamship began to cross the sea in 1800s, or the first steamship began crossing the sea in 1800s. The next point, need plus noun or to infinitive. For example, you have two examples here. Farmers need to know, to infinitive, need to know when the Nile was going to flood. Or my car is broken, it needs repairing. To, so as to, in order to, and so that. Let's check the first three ones here. To, so as to, in order to plus infinitive. But so that, we use it like this, so that plus subject plus may or might, can or could plus infinitive. Of course, we use may or can with the present, might or could with the past ones. Let's check the examples. They invented the first sail in order to move faster up the river, or to move faster up the river, so as to move faster up the river. But in the second example, the Egyptian invented the calendar so that they could plant their crops at the right time. The next point, indoor and the opposite, outdoor. The examples, there were as many as indoor courts. Number 2, football is played outdoors. The word French. We can use this word to talk about nationality. For example, I met a French tourist yesterday. Or to talk about French people. For example, tennis was invented by the French in the 11th century. Or to talk about language. For example, I can speak French very well. The next point is congratulate on plus noun or verb ing. I congratulated my brother on winning the tennis match, or on the match. Sport. We have two examples here. The first one, football is a popular sport. But number 2, apologizing to the referee means that you are a good sport. A good sport here means that we are talking here about your behavior. The next point, light, and I want you to check the differences and the meaning in these examples here. The first one, it was light at 6 a.m. Number 2, can you turn on a light? Can you turn on a lamp? Number 3, the bag is quite light. It's not heavy. And number 4, please light a fire to cook dinner. Light means here start burning. The next point, the word break. We can use this word as a verb or as a noun. For example, I should take a break between lessons. Break here is a noun. Number 2, the child might break my sunglasses. Break here is a verb. The same is for this word can. I bought a can of lemonade. Can here is a noun. But in the second example, Soha can swim well. Can is a verb. It's fun to plus infinitive. The example, it's fun to play tennis. The next note, prefer plus noun or adjective plus noun or to infinitive. The examples, we have three examples here. The first one, I'd prefer volleyball plus noun. I'd prefer a different job, adjective plus noun. I'd prefer to leave early, to infinitive. The next one, being plus adjective. We can use being plus adjective instead of a subject. For example, being very intelligent can help people to do amazing things. The next one is the verb make plus object plus infinitive or adjective. We have two examples here. Ali makes me laugh, infinitive, or what makes people intelligent. This is the adjective here. The next one, you have three words, breathe, breathing, and breath. Check these examples here. You have three examples. I find it difficult to breathe. Number two, athletes can control their muscles and breathing. And number three, sailors need to have very good breath. Spend plus time plus a gerund. The example, I spend much time researching information online. The next one is the verb stop plus a gerund or stop to infinitive. Is there a difference here in the meaning? Check these examples here. Should I stop playing computer games? It means here to give up something. Number two, I stopped to buy some fruit. It means I stopped on my way in order to buy some fruits. The next one, a way of plus a gerund and a way to plus infinitive. The first example, system means a way of doing something. Number two, Lewis wanted to find a way to improve the system. The next note or point, continue. Continue plus to infinitive or verb ing. The examples, number one, the rain continued to fall all evening. Number two, he continued adding more signs to his system. The next one, look up. Children can look up words and find out their meanings. So look up here means that you can look for the meaning of a word in a dictionary, for example. Equipment. Equipment is an uncountable word. Louis' father made equipment for horses. The next one, instead of plus noun or verb ing. The example, in blind schools, there were 14 books which had a system of dots instead of letters or instead of using letters. But the word instead without the preposition of is followed by a sentence. For example, I won't drink juice. Instead, I'll have some fruit. Take his name means named after. Of course, you will use the verb or verb to be, then named after. Let's check the example here. The science system took his name, Braille, or the science system was named after him, Braille. The verb accept is followed by a noun or a verb ing. He accepted my invitation, noun, or she accepted coming to the library with me, verb ing. The next one, take up means study. The example, some people are encouraged to take up sign language. They are encouraged to study sign language. Now let's check this exercise here. I want you to choose the correct answer from A, B, C, or D. And don't forget to pause the video if you need more time to think about the answers. Number 1. Look after your possessions. You, space, leave them on a bus or a train. Should, shouldn't, suggest, advise. Of course, you shouldn't leave them. Number 2. Tourists like going to the space to buy souvenirs. Where could you buy souvenirs? Temples, pyramids, Sphinx, bazaar. Of course, you can buy souvenirs from bazaars. Number 3. Do you spaceboat trips? Yes, they are really good. Do you recommend, recommendation, recover, rehearse? Do you recommend boat trips? Number 4. The word break can be used as a verb and a or an adjective, adverb, noun, preposition. Of course, the answer is noun. Number 5. They will tour through many of Egypt's best ancient sites, besides, sites, said. Through many of Egypt's best ancient sites. Number 6. We learned the parts of space yesterday. We learned the parts of speech, beseech, scratch, souvenirs. Of course, the answer is parts of speech. Number 7. I like space stories like this. I like adventure, adventurous, adventurer, addition. I like adventurous stories like this. 8. Care is the space of the word carer. Tree, plant, root, router. Care is the root of the word carer. 9. How do you space about the story? How do you fall, feel, feel, feeling? The answer, how do you feel about this story? 10. There are space than 20 people on the bus today. Fewest, fewer, few, less. Yes, we have here people, so the answer fewer than 20 people. 11. The Antarctic is the place in the world that has the space rain. Fewest rain, least, few rain, or less rain. Of course, the answer, the least rain. 12. You space take photos of people unless you ask them first. You should take photos. You must take photos. You shouldn't. You couldn't. It's advice, so you shouldn't take photos of people unless you ask them first. 13. How was Sham al-Nasim spaced by your family last year? It's a passive question. So the choices here: celebrate, celebration, celebrated, celebrates. And the answer is celebrated. How was Sham al-Nasim celebrated? 14. At some festivals, children join a space and wear colorful costumes. Join a parade, parrot, bride, or breeze. Of course, they can join a parade and wear colorful costumes. 15. Who were fireworks invented of, with, by, at, a passive question. So the answer, who were fireworks invented by? Number 16. Conclusion means a space sentence, opening sentence, central sentence, closing sentence, or long sentence. Conclusion means a closing sentence. 17. The police sped the thief to prison yesterday. The police took, take, takes, was taken. The police took the thief to prison yesterday. 18. My parents gave me new clothes, space, Eid al-Fitr. Of, to, for, by. They gave me new clothes for Eid al-Fitr. 19. The sky is clear today. It, space, rain. Must, may, can, can't. It's clear today, so it can't rain. 20. Ali studies his lessons very well. He, space, pass his exams. Must, may, might, can't. He might pass his exams. 21. His space have fallen off his bike. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. The choices can, must, might, can't. So he might have fallen off his bike. I'm not sure. 22. It is space to take your passport when you go abroad. Is it essential, enormous, enjoyable, easy? Of course, it is essential to take your passport. 23. My brother is collecting space for his research. Date, data, dates, drama. He is collecting data for his research. 24. My new space has a big screen and I can type on it easily. My new car, taxi, laptop, motorbike. Of course, it has a screen, so the answer is laptop. 25. How space are you? Intelligent, intelligence, trophy, skills. How plus adjective. The answer, how intelligent are you? 26. First, Nahla got a space in medicine. Then she got a job in the hospital. The choices: degree, paper, scarf, newspaper. Of course, she got a degree in medicine. 27. In space, playing football, he plays music very well. Furthermore, addition to, addition. In addition to playing football, he plays music very well. 28. Great people makes great space in their lives. They make great people make great achievements, achieving, shaving. They make great achievements in their lives. 29. Mahmoud could read and write English quite bad, good, well, wall. He could read and write English quite well. 30. How was the girl when she won the composition, station, competition, starvation? How was she when she won? How was the girl when she won the competition? 31. Space, this reason, he's very happy. At this reason, for this reason, by this reason, so this reason. The correct answer is for this reason, he's very happy. 32. In 1880s, space began to cross the sea. We said it before. Transport ships, steamships, small ships, or large ships. Of course, the answer is steamships. 33. Tourists should wear space cream on hot days. What they should wear? Ice cream, sun cream, moon cream, sky cream. Of course, they should wear sun cream on hot days. 34. There wasn't wind, so they used the space to take the boat to the island. They used the ropes, stones, wood, oars. There wasn't wind, so they used the oars. 35. Don't forget space grammar rules are important. Don't forget to, that, then, then. The answer is don't forget that grammar rules are important. 36. Most important cities were built space the river. Long, along, along, long a. Most important cities were built along the river. 37. Basketball is a popular sport. Space, I prefer tennis. There is a contrast here. The choices, although, furthermore, however, so. And the answer is basketball is a popular sport, however, I prefer tennis. 38. Please light a fire so we can cook our dinner. Light here means not heavy, start burning, not dark, or a lamp. Of course, it means start burning. 39. Basketball was invented in 1891 by a space physical education. Egypt, Canada, Canadian, or Sudan. Of course, it was invented by a Canadian PE. 40. Mr. Ibrahim space finished all his work yesterday. Yesterday must, mustn't, has to, had to. He had to finish all his work yesterday. 41. It's space a great achievement to win a game. It's always, hardly ever, never, however. It's always a great achievement to win a game. 42. Which team is your opponent, opportunity, spectator? Which team is your opponent? 43. Do you have any space finding your way to work? Do you have any troubles? Do you have any quiz? Do you have any puzzle? Do you have any projects? The answer is, do you have any troubles finding your way to work? 44. Space too much television isn't good for you. Watch watches, watching, seeing. The answer: watching too much television isn't good for you. 45. A puzzle is a space that you have to think about carefully. A puzzle is a gift, a prize, game, name. Of course, a puzzle is a game. 46. I'm a space that we can't go swimming because the pool is closed. Afraid, brave, bad, greedy. I'm afraid. I'm sorry. I'm afraid that we can't go swimming because the pool is closed. 47. You should ask your parents space advice. You should ask them at advice, on advice, for advice, about advice. You should ask them for advice. 48. It's difficult, space the difference between beach and beats. It's difficult, remember, to remember, remembering, to remind. The answer is: it's difficult to remember the difference between beach and beats. 49. My brother, space muscles are strong, carried the heavy bags. Who, whose, which, where. My brother, whose muscles are strong, carried the heavy bags. 50. The school was space 40 years ago. The school was set to, set down, set up, or set off. The school was set up 40 years ago. 51. Ahmed usually plays the violin in a or an on Tuesday. Orchestra, music, invention, spectator. The answer is: Ahmed usually plays the violin in an orchestra on Tuesday. 52. The system that blind people use to read is called Braille, Graham Bell, Benz, Gates. We said before, the system is called Braille. The next one. It is important for the deaf to communicate space other people. To communicate with, in, at, into. The answer: it is important for the deaf to communicate with other people. 54. People who are slightly deaf can hear well, can't hear at all, can't hear well, die. Slightly deaf means can't hear well. Thank you very much, with my best wishes.